So what's up, everybody? Today we'll be doing an interview with Mr. Marlon Creech. Mr. Marlon Creech, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, thank you for having me too.
Oh
man.
yeah, no problem, man.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers. Let them know who you are. Just give them a little slight introduction to who you are.
All right. Well, I'm Mr. Marlon Creech, Mr. C4C, Town Councilman of Allendale, mentor, truck driver, truck CDL instructor, barber, coach, friend, man, friend, and a child of God.
That's it, man. That's big, man. I just want to say, I see all the big things you're doing in the city. I appreciate you, man. You inspire so many people, and I want you to keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So to the viewers who don't know you, I've had you on my channel before, but to the viewers who don't know you or don't know any of your background, just give them a little rundown on your early childhood up until now, just kind of a quick briefing.
Well, early childhood. I was born in Klein. I had 1 foot in Allendale and 1 foot in Barnwell. Earlier days, like I said, I fell right on it in the Allendale. Fell in love with Allendale. Growing up on Cass Creek, right in front of Mr. Coby Hay right here. And we used to play together. Like I said, just had all my friends in Allendale. Childhood, man, it was a good time, man. Allendale had a lot going on then for the good. A lot of historic things been going on in Allendale. Great people was around in Allendale. So childhood, it's nothing out of the norm of what I guess, I had some great parents, instilled great values in me, manners, respect. Other than that, man, I mean, I was a child, as being a child, was really into sports and discipline. Yes, sir.
So early on in your childhood, I know you weren't involved in politics or whatnot, but what were some things that interest you as a child? Like, was it basketball, football, or engineering, science, things of that nature?
Well, I tell you what, early on in my childhood, I didn't know it at the time, but I was already into politics. I don't know if you remember in 6th grade when I stood up front of the whole school and I ran for class president in 6th grade, and I did the whole the Usher My Way
I
thing.
think I might recall.
Man, I got a standing ovation. Look, I was in Miss Bolden class.
Okay.
And I had written a little generic speech like, I will work hard, but I was like, man, that ain't what gonna get a rise out of the people. And I was always one of those persons to always think outside the box. So I did the Usher My Way, but I kind of remixed it. And ran for school for class president at the particular time. I got a good rise, and anything that was a leadership role, I was always kind of drawn to it. I felt like I was a born leader. Anything that is necessary to make some tough decisions with good intentions.
Yes.
I felt like I needed to involve myself in having a seat at the table to do so.
So that's a good quality to, recognize that you had early on. Most kids, myself being one of them, we look for leadership. And for you to, recognize that at an early age, like, I don't like this. This ain't gonna get the people excited. So I'm gonna switch it up and put my own swag on it. Like, that's big, to recognize that. But just to kind of switch gears a little bit, just talking about the youth here in the city, really nationwide. We dealing with a big problem on here. A lot of violence,
Yes.
Being promoted through rap, social media. Compared to when me and you was coming up, like, we'll fight, have our disagreements. Next day we outside playing basketball.
Right.
Now it's, the kids have a disagreement and they shooting at each other and they smoking on this and smoking on that person, which I think is very disrespectful. But what do you think happened from when we were kids 15, 20 years ago up until now? Like, what has changed and shifted that dynamic?
Well, I tell you what, it's 2 things. First of all, what from my opinion, Coby, parenting and access.
Okay.
2 things hand in hand: parenting and access. And what I say about parenting, we had that fear when it came to our parents. We had that fear of saying, "Oh, I better not cross this line, or I better not go too far because my mother's gonna get me." Parenting now with the millennials. They befriend their kids, and then the kids don't necessarily wake up and say, I know I have to do this or I'm gonna get in trouble. They don't have that that little slight fear of what's going to happen. My mom getting on me or my dad getting on me. You have to have a certain a scare. Don't be terrified, but it was we had a standard. Correct. And we had a foundation that we had to live by. The second thing, access. Again, in our time, we might talk about it. We might say we're gonna do it, but to actually have access to guns, that was never the case. 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old walking around carrying around guns. We didn't have access to that. We seen a gun. Okay, the most time we seen a gun if it was on a police officer.
Yep.
We didn't have access to that. So if you give the kids access to adult toys, then adult problems gonna come along with it because they're not responsible enough to actually handle the consequences behind certain actions or incidents that comes with that. And whether it be, like I say, not having the fear from getting in trouble, the guns and drugs, all that is a combination at a young age when your brain is not functioning or has not developed enough to actually make a responsible and conscious decision. So access and parenting is definitely two main things that I see that we kind of fall short on.
And I can agree with you 100%. Growing up in a two-parent household, and even other than my parents, I would get into a little stuff in the neighborhood, and the neighbor down the street, Miss Callan, hey, go home. I'm calling meet right now. You better be headed there. So you had the whole community looking out for each other. Versus now it's like, you better not say nothing to my child. But if I sit there and let your child get into a disagreement with another kid, and child A shoot child B, then I'm wrong for standing there watching it. So
correct.
I don't know if we can ever get back to those days, just because how things have changed in the world. But myself, I'm raising a son. My son will be 9. He's 9 going on 10. I know you have a young son, so we grew up with a wider imagination, like far as TV, cartoons. We had basketball, sports to look up to. We had the recreation center in Allendale, after school activities that we could attend. Now with those things being so limited and social media taking the path that it's taking, now raising a young son, is that challenging? And what are things that you tell him to keep him on a straight course?
The thing about it is those children are definitely going to realize when you being fake or real with them. The thing about it is I hide nothing from my sons. I try to be as real, as authentic as I possibly can, and it be times where I may not have the answer to the question. The problem is not wanting to find the answer to the question. If I don't know the answer to the question, I don't have no problem saying I don't know it, but I'm sure enough going to find it, because now it's a challenge for me. Because if I need to find the answer to any questions, or I may need to call up a family member, I may need to call up you, hey, how you handle this situation? I think that we set aside that pride, and we understand that there are other methods of going out there and getting the answer that we may need, that it'll help us a lot. Because, hey, man, if you multi-millionaire and I'm hanging out with you and I'm not a multi-millionaire, what am I doing wrong?
You're right.
I need to be collaborating with you on different platforms to see where I can make financial life for me easier.
Correct. So
it's all about putting that pride to the side, and I have no problem now putting that pride to the side. I have no problem now at a particular point finding the answer, because there was a lot of time where I just I didn't know. I was like, well, I don't know. But you can't be. We got to think outside the box now. So I think I'm thank God for expanding my mind and allowing me to be able to be open-minded and receive the knowledge that I need to receive to make me a better person.
Right, and that's big on what you just said, because as Black men, how we're taught not to show any emotions, like you said. Sometimes I would say, well, I don't know the answer, I'm not going to look for it. Now you saying, okay, I can't think like that, because if I do that, I'm going to limit myself, which is going to stunt the growth of my son, which is pretty big to admit as a man. I went through that same thing, like, oh, I don't know the answer, I'm not going to worry about it. Then I look back and he's looking at me, so it's like, I can't do that.
But I tell you what, and I want to tell you that you and your wife, y'all doing an amazing job raising y'all youngins, man. I tell you what, man, and especially as a father of a young son, it's our duties as fathers, it's our responsibility as fathers to give him the necessary tools he would need for him to be successful in life.
Right.
If we don't give that to him, we have failed him as a parent.
Yep.
We have failed him as a black man. We have failed him as a father. It's a lot of adversity that he's going to face later on. And if we already got him prepared, he'll be able to face him like a champ.
Yeah.
You can pat yourself on the back and say, well done. And the advantages of that is when he come back and he say, man, Dad, I appreciate you because guess what? You had me prepared for that. And let me tell you what I went through. And just by you instilling those values in him, and he's already prepared for it, man, he'll handle it like a champ, man. Like I say, I got full confidence that y'all are doing a wonderful job because it's going to show. It shows. Happiness always shows.
Oh, yes. And, you know, it's very challenging, but, you know, you have to always have something to look forward to, and, you know, you have to be involved in your kids' life. And it's going to be tough when you're working them 12 hours and you got your side business you're working on, but hey, you got to stay focused. Keep your head up because you are the leader. Especially as the man. But I know you visited the White House here recently, man, and you always dreamed of going to the White House as a kid, you know, just so when you got there and you rolled up to it and you see this big old pearly white building inside the gate and it's all secured, like what was the feeling of just seeing it first, then walking in there and being around the people, and just tell me about the experience you had there.
Well, I tell you what, seeing the White House, I seen the White House, but I actually went into the Capitol. That's where they hold their meetings at. So I tell you what, you know, like you look at read books all the time, and it's almost like it's like a fairy tale land.
Right.
It looks almost exactly like you see in the pictures. The pictures are there, man. But it's motivating because when I'm around that area, everybody is dressed up. Everybody seems like they're business minded. Everybody's like business savvy. Everybody seem like they got so much on their mind. They got to get this place. They got to get that place.
Right.
And it's to be in that atmosphere where motivated people, it almost seems like you got to adjust to your environment. If you're there, then you have to have something going on. You got to be ready. You know. You know, when duty calls, you got to be ready to answer.
Right.
So if you already ready, you ain't got to get ready. So, you know, just to experience that and see how guards and dogs and these are the people who make laws of the land and you know how they move and to hear about the underground and how they travel and how they have people with them at all different times and this me being able to be as close as I was to some of the most important people of this nation was just, you know, it's just an experience, man. I mean, I had caught goosebumps for the longest, man. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up because I know I was in the presence of greatness. I know that some great people had walked through those hallways, and I know some great people have turned those doorknobs. And just to say, okay, man, look, I mean, in my mind, you know, hey, I'm a part of this history. I turned the doorknob that a lot of people haven't already turned. I walked through doors that people their whole life have never walked through.
Right.
So just to be able to say, man, I got a seat at the table, man. It was an experience, man. I'm motivated, man. I'm grounded. I'm encouraged to do more. And visit more and get that feeling all over again. And if I can ever get used to that, man, I know that I must be moving in the direction that, you know, that's pleasing to myself, to my family, and to God.
Right. You know, we know you have a political background, but before we jump into that, can you see yourself being a president of the United States one day?
Man, look.
Even in the company, like in the Senate, or, you know, do you aspire to be that, you know?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Coby, man. I didn't see myself being where I'm at now today, man. And that's the exciting part, man, of this venture, man. I stay prayed over, man. I stay praying for people, man. And the truth don't need no excuses.
Right.
And once you do right by the people and you continue to do right by the people are gonna continue to do right by you. And man, I don't know what, you know, what's in store for me in the future, man. I just get excited about thinking what's ahead for me. And man, if we can have a person that's running for president and got 91 charges, man, the sky's the limit for me.
That's it.
You know, but I ain't, you know, I'm not promoting presidency or anything like that, man. But I tell you what, man, whatever blessings that God got in store for me, man, I want to receive them humbly, man.
That's it. So just to speak about your political background, so the viewers,
Okay.
Have a little bit more knowledge about you.
Okay.
You're a councilman, right?
I am.
Currently a councilman for the city of Allendale.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, just your day-to-day roles, just as much as you want to.
Okay.
And what does the future look like? Like, does it stop at councilman, or, you plan on expanding into a different role, or you aspire to be something else?
Okay. Well, so I'm kind of like, I guess they say newly elected council member. I've been on council now, November to be 2 years. When I got on, the first year was a learning experience. It was slow to speak, be quick to listen, take in knowledge, see how things work, learn the Robert Rules of Order, do my. I just graduated from the Municipal Association, making sure that that I'm I guess in the municipal world, a certified councilman that went through certain classes that you had to pass, and you earn this right to say, look, hey, this guy's been through all the necessary classes and passed them. So now we can say he's a efficient council person. So I encourage everybody who is newly elected to go through the necessary steps. So in the future, man, I tell you, I play on such a big role now with Council Allendale. Now I want to give a big shout out to my Council of Allendale. They've been supportive thus far. I'm over community development. I have so many projects that it probably is making my head spin, but I don't want Allendale to miss out on the opportunity because I got too much on my plate, if that makes sense. I want to, whoever got something going on for Allendale, if they got ideas. I know I'm working on my own things that I want to see come to fruition. Community center, drugstore, SRP. I got a project that I'm working on downtown with the Old Warren Motel. The Unity Fest, pageants. It's just a whole bunch of things that I want to see Allendale get, because we as Allendaleans, we deserve it. The people deserve it. The seniors deserve it. The kids deserve it. It's some great people that came from Allendale and left and thrived to do and move on to do great and wonderful things. And I commend them. And a lot of times I'm getting a lot of feedback from them that saying, man, look, I want to come back. I want to give back to the town. But we have to get a foundation here where we can allow that for people to want to come back home, even if it's not to stay permanently, to set up camp here to say, look, I can always come back home. It's something down here now. They are building it. They on the move to the build and be greater. Because it was a time where we had all those things, and I see a dream coming where it's gonna happen again very, very, very soon.
Okay. So in your role as a councilman, is it tough, on the day-to-day stuff, as far as, you can't please everybody, and there's so many people tugging at you. Like, how do you work through that? Like, when you got 100 people asking you to do one thing individually for them, how do you work through that?
Well, I tell you what, I tell you the census say we at probably like right about 2,300 to 2,500 in the town limits. So it's important to, first of all, to know who your higher power is. You want to balance it on out. You want to stay prayed over. You want to stay covered. You want to keep your heart pure, your mind clear. So of course you will never make everybody happy. You'll never make everybody happy, but you got to live with the decision that you make to say, okay, the decision I made was best for everybody else overall. So once you have decompressed and you have evaluated whatever the situation may be, you got to live with the decision that you made. A lot of friends that I have may not agree with some of the decisions I made, but if they understand my position and they're really truly my friends, family, whomever, they got to understand that my decision is going to be what's best for the people. So, and I'm never going to waver that. Like I said, again, I've always said, and I'm saying it now, in the 2024, my slogan now, we standing on business on 2024.
That's it.
C4C. But if you do right by the people will do right by you, man.
Right.
I don't. When I make a decision, I don't feel no pressure after I make the decision because I done prayed over the decision. I done made it, and I'm willing to say, look, elaborate on whatever decision I made. This is why I made that decision.
Right.
If they can enlighten me on where I need to change that decision or whatever's there in third, if it's not something that's, because a lot of times I've been done my whole homework.
Right.
I've been done my research, and you got to sometimes go the extra mile to do that. A lot of times I've already done that. It got to be something drastic that I didn't see or I didn't catch for me to change it. But once I done made that decision, I'm content with it. I can love on it. I can live with it, and I can just continue to pray about it and hope that that's the best decision that was made for the town of Allendale.
Right. And I can tell, like, you're very calculated.
Oh yeah.
With your thoughts and your actions. You do your homework. You seem like you're well seasoned. If I didn't know you, man, I would think you've been doing this for years and years compared to the stuff that I've seen from people that's involved in the city heavily. I do see a lot of construction being done in the town that I thought wasn't gonna never get done. So I don't know how much you're involved in that, but big ups to everybody who got to play a part in fixing these roads, especially across the track. My God, it took a long time to get that done. So I just want to say, hey man, keep up the good work. You got my admiration because I'm barely here. I'm outside. I'm moving around now. Just trying to grow my network. So I want to say thank you, man, for everything you do. And I hope the people of Allendale appreciate this guy. Listen to me, y'all got to retain this guy. If y'all don't, it's gonna hurt if he leave. And he really being nice by staying a little bit longer because a guy like me, coming from the background I came from, first opportunity I got, I had to go because if I would have stayed, it could have took a different direction. So,
right.
But y'all got to retain this guy. People out there. I know my mom just got a Facebook too, so.
Mom,
she just got a Facebook after all these years. So,
Lord.
I want you to make sure you touching the people, man. I'm not hearing. I'm hearing nothing but positive things about you.
That's good.
From everybody I talk to, if I need something done, somebody could, hey, what's going on around down? I'm like, I don't know. Call Marlon. And I hate to do it, but I'm like, he's the only guy that can tell me.
They be calling, man.
What's going on? So
they be calling.
Just to make sure, just for the people to have your back like that and to get all those positive things said about you is a great thing, man. So that means you're doing a good job.
Yeah. I tell you, man. I'm gonna say this real quick, man. I tell you, man. It seemed like a dream sometimes, and the people that I talk to, because I just be thinking myself, man. I gotta get out that. I gotta get out my own head. I be like, man, like thinking that I don't supposed to be here. Man, like it supposed to be obviously so many other people that are supposed to been already step up, but then I had to keep reiterating and encouraging myself sometimes. Sometimes we got to be our biggest supporter too. We got to be our biggest cheerleader because, like I walk in the room and I be the youngest, in a whole lot of room. It'd be like people twice my age.
Right.
And then they looking like, well, let me go introduce this. I walk in these conferences and stuff and they be looking like, well, who your daddy? Who you here with? And then they'll read my badge and they'll say, oh, you a council person? And they're like,
first generation.
Yeah, you too young. You look too young. But as you open your mouth and you speak and you speak life in your words,
right? And
you speak with a passion and you humbly and like I said, my grandparents always tell me, hey, manners and respect take you far, way farther than money can.
Right.
So I've always advocated for being respectful. My manners I carry them in my pocket, respect in the left, manners in the right, and I'm carrying everywhere I go. I can't leave the house without them. So it's just a fun ride to be achieving what I'm achieving such at a young age, and to have the respect of the older, because I'm that perfect bridge. I'm not too young where I can't talk to the youth, and I'm not too old where I can't talk to the older generation. So I'm just right there. I'm getting in where I fit in, and I'm an open book, man. It's good to be honest, man. The truth don't need no excuses.
Right. And as a man, sometimes we focus on the end goal and we put our head down and don't enjoy the journey. But from talking to you, it seemed like you enjoying the journey, man. And that's big because you worked so hard to get to the goal that you didn't enjoy the small stuff along the way and the experiences and the handshakes. Like you said, I'm turning a doorknob that's been turning for over 100 and something years. Like you paying attention to details to the small stuff, so you enjoying the journey, brother, and keep on enjoying it. Keep doing big things, man.
Yes.
So before we close out, we're gonna touch one last topic. The Unity Festival.
Yes.
Let the viewers know, about the Unity Festival. What year since? I think this is year two, second year. So let's just give us some details about the Unity Festival.
Okay, the Unity Festival is a festival that I have founded and created because I felt like our community needed unity in it, and I felt like the festival could pour back into the community. The festival, and when we used to have the Spring Festival years ago back, everybody used to come from all over different places to actually come to the festival. It was a really big attraction. And it's a lot of pressure every year to try to hold up to that magnitude. So now, the first year we was on Flat Street, I had to do a lot of ripping and running. I had to do a lot of adjustments because it's never been done on that magnitude on that particular street. Flat Street is one of our historic streets in Allendale. I know it's a well-known street. I wasn't able at a particular time to get on Memorial Avenue last year, but this year it's a blessing, thanks to all the support of the elected officials that I'm able to be on Memorial Avenue this year. The Unity Fest, like I said, I want to raise funds to pour back into our community, to pour back into scholarships for our seniors, to pour back into after-school programs, to pour back into the recreation center, to pour back into uniforms for the kids, to pour back into actually having the event be a much bigger success each and every year. It's a lot of things that the town of Allendale needs, definitely as far as keeping it clean, beautification, signs. Just because we are not the richest town or the richest county doesn't mean we have to look like the poorest one either. So if we can all come together and the funds of it, we can reap those benefits of it and have our town in a better lighting. When people come and act accordingly, the way they're supposed to act, and we all laugh and then we shake hands with people we haven't shook hands with before in a very long time, or we hug people we haven't seen in such a very long time. I know it makes the heart go fond. I know it makes the souls and stuff feel really great. So that's all that I've been trying to do, because I know the feeling that I had when I was a little boy. When the festival came, look, I had to have a little bit of money in my pocket. I had to have a nice outfit for Friday and Saturday. I'm meeting new people. Everybody's running around. I'm checking the rides out. I'm checking the food out. We have such great vendors, man, and they just so respectful, man. They just love on Allendale. And anything that we having in that magnitude, everybody just came in and benefited. But this time I'm just trying to set it up to where we can, as a whole, reap the benefits of what we produce. Our town deserve it, man. Our town need it. Everybody's looking forward to it.
So as far as the vendors go, is there spots available for people that want to come out there, and let's say they want to set up a hot dog stand? How do they go about getting that set up?
Okay, well, we got well, first they'll come and talk to me, or my assistant, Miss Yolanda Simmons, and she's been really great. And we got vendor contracts. First come, first serve. We on the Memorial Avenue side now, so the street and the length of it for the vendors is a whole lot longer now. So they'll be able to accommodate any spot that they would need. I posted on social media. The contracts have been out since the first, yesterday, 2 days ago, the first. And so you can just contact myself. You can contact Ms. Yolanda Simmons. We'll go ahead and accommodate you. Educational people, talk to me. We willing to work with you. Relay for Life, we're willing to work with you. Anything we want, like I said, we have a heart for the people. So anything that's gonna bring something good to Allendale, we are definitely gonna provide and make you comfortable in those endeavors. So they, like I said, long story short, they'll contact me or they'll contact Ms. Yolanda Simmons, and we'll provide that spot for you. And also, you maybe can just go to the town hall. I've already given word to the staff there that you can get some information there if you want to go to the town hall. information there is also available.
That's great, man. You got a lot going on, man. So how do you want to end this interview, man? Anything else you would love to tell the people about you, or, you know, any message you would like to give to them?
But I tell you, I guess I want to end the interview, I guess, with saying that, man, support the people who support you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Love on the people who love on you. I think what's a good quality that I picked up was not being able to take no for an answer. It was a lot of no's, but I only had to receive the right yes. So I want to get that message out to the people. No, don't just be comfortable. As long as it ain't reckless and crazy, and you don't supposed to have that. No, if you got a vision and you got a dream and you got a plan and you want to execute that plan, or you want to execute that dream, and you want to execute that vision, don't be so comfortable with taking no's. Get uncomfortable with taking no's and get comfortable with finding the right yes. And that's all that had happened here. Allendale is a wonderful place. It's home. It's going to forever be home. And I'm forever going to have a heart for the people in Allendale. And I look into the camera and I say this with a whole heart, all of my whole soul body. Love on the ones who loving on you. Support the ones who are supporting you. Don't be comfortable with taking no's. Be comfortable with finding the right yes. We as a people are so much stronger and so much better together. If we working as a team, the dream will become a reality. Let's find the right yeses. Mr. C4C, 2024. We standing on business.
That's it. Let the people know where to follow you at on social media. I'm gonna drop your tags in the video too.
Okay, so hey, my Instagram is Mr. Blue Guy 87. Social media is Marlon Creech. Snap, Creech Fly Guy. So he gonna drop the tags, and I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate Coby for having me on, man.
Oh yeah.
He always coming through, man, shining that light on me, and I just appreciate him as a whole, man. Thank you guys. Thank you, Allendale. Thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marlon Creech.
C4C.